Mallory here, welcome back to my channel. First things first, I apologize if you can hear cool in the background because I'm in my 5-month-old's room and he is awake and it's 10:30 at night and this is all just a bad idea right now. So today I'm doing a tutorial on how I get this purple hair. So the number one question on my Instagram is always, what hair dye do you use? How do you dye your purple hair? And that's pretty much it. So I actually use all different kinds of dyes. I've tried Manic Panic, Arctic Fox, Direction. So this is the system that I have worked out so far, and it's always going to change probably depending on what products I have available. And you can use whatever hair dyes you find. The main premise of this tutorial is the color families that I grouped together to get this kind of purpley, not lavender, lilac, I guess you could say, hair color. So yeah, without further ado, here's the tutorial. So to get this level of purple, you have to pre-lighten your hair. I use the Schwarzkopf Igora line, and I do this at home. And before you color, always use a clarifying shampoo to get rid of any product buildup that will prevent the color from sticking to your strands. Then the color that I use is semi-permanent. You can get any line. I use the Arctic Fox and La Riche Directions. And when diluting, the most important thing is using a white silicone-free conditioner, because if there's silicone, it won't stick to your hair. So now just mix the colors in a bowl before applying the conditioner. As you can see, this Arctic Fox color is a little too pink, so I mix in some blue, but as I mix it in, it's way too blue. And if you have any yellow tones to your hair and your hair isn't exactly white, then the blue tones will come through even more. So if anything, if you have any yellow tones to your hair, make sure that you lean on the side of pink instead of blue. Next, mix in your silicone-free conditioner, and you can put a lot in here because, as you can see, it really mixes up nicely and it doesn't lighten it too much, but as always, use caution and apply a smaller amount at a time if you can, because you don't want too much conditioner in because there's no going back from there if you run out of dye. So it is still a little too blue, so I'm adding some more of that Arctic Fox color. And now some more conditioner because it's still a little too dark. So as you can see, you kind of have to keep testing out the colors until you get the color that you want. So again, even more conditioner. And now that it's the color that you want, let's start dyeing our hair. So make sure you're wearing a crappy shirt that you don't mind getting dirty. And I'm just showing you guys my hair. As you can see, it's faded, kind of patchy. The roots are a lot more purple than the middle and the ends. And the back is totally greenish gray. And that is from the hot water in the shower hitting the back of my head more than the rest of my hair. And it's also from wearing my hair in a top knot all the time because I'm a lazy ass mofo. So now just comb out any tangles to your hair and part down the middle and then just behind your ear. And this will be the first section that we dye. And just comb it all out and then tie the rest of your hair back into a cutesy little pigtail. Now put some rubber gloves on and apply some Vaseline to your hairline. Make sure you spread it down pretty far if this is your first time, because I have stained myself purple before, so you don't want to do that because it's hard to get off. Make sure you apply it to your ears as well and the back of your neck, because you can't really see what you're doing back there, can you? So now I'm taking about a half an inch to an inch section of hair, and this will be the first piece that I dye. Now I have very thin hair, so I can take larger sections. If you have a medium thickness of hair, I would grab maybe in 1/2 inch to a 1/4 inch section. If you have even thicker hair, then I would grab even smaller sections. I can get away with these small sections because, bigger sections because I have pretty much no hair. So now I'm just taking a little bit of product. Don't take too much. Start out with a little bit at a time. Pull your hair nice and taut, and then just brush it on using a tint brush. You can get these at Sally's for like $1. So the reason you pull your hair nice and taut when applying, all the way down, pull it tight all the way down, because if you don't do this, the color will not disperse as evenly and you will have patchiness. And trust me, semi-permanent hair color can come out very patchy. It's not very forgiving. So this is why apply a little bit to smaller sections instead of just gooping it on, because you really want to make sure you push the color into the hair and then use your fingers to smooth it all in nice and slowly. Don't do this step fast because you will froth up the conditioner and this will not allow the color to penetrate your hair. So once I've done the top layer of that layer, I am going to flip it over and paint the bottom side. And I'm just doing the exact same thing here. You don't have to be as precise because it has dye on your hair already and some of it has soaked through. So now do another layer, same thing, nice precise sections, and about 1/2 inch to 1 inch thick depending on the thickness of your hair. And always make sure to comb each section out before you apply, because if you have any tangles, that as well will prevent the color from getting in those little spots where the tangles are, and it will be patchy. Trust me, I cannot say this enough. This color is not forgiving at all, so you want to be very precise. But the nice thing is it's not damaging, so if you do need to go back in the next day or even later that same day, you can do it as many times as you want and you will not damage your hair. And I'm going to focus more product towards the ends of my hair because the ends have a harder time picking up color, so I'm going to put a little bit more on the bottoms just to make sure that they are nice and even with the rest of my hair. Now I just do the exact same thing to the rest of my section here, and so I don't really need to explain it again, so let's just fast forward through this bitch. So please ignore my female pattern baldness around my forehead because I'm going bald from being pregnant, giving birth, breastfeeding, all that fun stuff. It'll come back in a couple months, but for now I look like a 60-year-old man. So don't make fun of me in the comments, okay? So it's quite obvious that I wear hair extensions with this. I just do clip-in ones and I dye them myself. I get the whitest extensions I can and I just kind of match the dye to my freshly colored hair, and then each time I have to recolor my hair, I actually match the dye to the extensions again so that they always match each other. So now I've done both sides of my head and now I'm just going to focus on the back. Most people in their YouTube tutorials, they section this part off in 2 different sections. If you have very thick hair, then I recommend doing that. But for me, because I'm bald, I don't need to do that, and I'm just going to leave it in one big section, and I'm going to part the sections just straight across the back, kind of as if you were backcombing your hair. And same thing here, about 1 inch to 1/2 inch sections. I feel like I'm a broken record. So I'm just going to squat down a little bit to kind of show you guys what I'm doing. You can use a mirror for this part, but I just kind of like to feel my way around and see if it's an even part or not. And I've done this a million times, so I'm pretty confident And again, pull your hair tight. So pull your hair straight up as high and as tight as you can so that the hair is nice and spread out so that the color applies evenly. And I have my hair in a little bun on the front of my head because you will see it makes it a lot easier for keeping the dyed pieces out of your face and nice and secure. So this part kind of hurts your arms because you're holding it straight up in the air and you have to keep it super tight. So have nice muscular arms and it won't hurt as much. So as you can see, or as I'm trying to show you, I am pulling the hair super tight all the way down. Don't let the bottoms bunch up because it will not distribute the color evenly. Make sure that it stays tight and spread across in nice thin pieces. So now just run your fingers through, make sure that it's all nice and evenly distributed, and then go on the opposite side of your hair just as you did with the pieces on the side of your head. And again, same thing, make sure to focus some color on the ends because if your ends are like mine, they will fade faster. Now take that freshly dyed piece and just wrap it around that bun, and you're going to keep doing that with each section of hair until everything is all nice and tucked away in a little bun. So now do the exact same thing, grab another section of hair, make sure it's nice and thin so that the color gets through it. And this piece I'm doing a little differently. As I'm showing you, it's quite gray in the middle of my hair, so I'm going to put the color on those spots first to make sure that it receives enough color, because sometimes if I don't start with the grayer pieces, they stay that way. So this is all pretty daunting, I know, but I just wanted to show you guys exactly how I do it. So just be thankful that I didn't keep the whole dyeing process in this video, because that would have been boring and really long. So this part is actually pretty important. So you're going to take all that hair after it's been dyed and you're going to squeeze it and rub it all in, and look at my bald spots, holy. And what this does is it froths up the conditioner so that the dye really penetrates your hair. So as you will see on my hands here, I get all that white conditioner out, and this helps the dye really stick to your hair. So now twist your hair back up into a little fun bun. And then you're going to grab some Saran Wrap, and cute dance, eh? And you're going to just wrap your head up. This really has no actual purpose besides keeping it clean, making sure your dye doesn't get all over your house, because this stuff stings really bad, even on ceramics and stuff. So make sure that it is nice and wrapped up so that you keep your house clean, or your husband will kill you. So now you're going to keep this on your hair for at least an hour and then wash it out. And that is your purple hair. So one thing I did forget to mention is how I prolong the life of the color, because with fashion color, it will run out, it will fade really fast. So you have to use a sulfate-free shampoo. This one is by Redken. It is the Color Extend Magnetics, and it's working out pretty good for me so far. And wash your hair in cold water, never hot. Also, what I like to do is mix the leftover purple dye in with a cheap conditioner, and every couple of washes I will use that in place of my regular conditioner, and that just kind of brightens up the tone, makes it a little more vibrant. I leave it in for like 5 minutes in the shower, and it just kind of takes that dullness and that gray, as you saw in the tutorial, it takes that out of the hair and makes it a little more nice looking, I guess you could say. So that is it for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bless you, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.